Hey guys, it's me, Teresa Perrin. I want to talk to you about ticker NEPT today, Neptune. And if you watched my video yesterday, then you already know that this is one of the 5 stocks that I bought the dip on. And I'm going to tell you why today. Remember, nothing that I say is financial advice. Let's get into it. All right, guys, you should know that Neptune is something that I plan to be swing trading, and I will potentially consider adding it to my portfolio as a long-term purchase. However, for the current time being, it is solely a swing trade for me. Now, there's many ways you could play this. You can also day trade it as well. It has really good volume right now, which creates a lot of volatility. So let's get into the description of what it is. Neptune Wellness is a diversified, fully integrated health and wellness company. The company is focused on building a portfolio of natural plant-based consumer products. The company is engaged in cannabis and hemp operations with research, development, and commercialization focused on the use of cannabinoids in household products. Its consumer brands include the Forest Remedies and Ocean Remedies brands. Neptune offers a full line of health and wellness products with and without cannabidiol. The Ocean Remedies brand offers consumers a source of omega-3 supplements. Guys, this is given a hold by 2 analysts, and the price target is $20.24. As you can see, it's currently trading at $3.20, which is a substantial opportunity for a move to the upside. Now, in the short term and medium term, this is given a weak bullish signal. I believe the strength will get stronger as we continue to make a move up. The reason that it is weak is because there are 3 buy signals, 2 neutral signals, and 1 sell signal, with the most recent buy and sell signal coming on the same day. Interestingly enough, I think when it hit this point, it triggered the sell signal, and then when it bounced up, it triggered the buy signal. So guys, currently it has 5 bullish and 2 bearish events in total. The volume on this has been absolutely insane. Today it traded over 7.5 times its normal volume of 3.23 million shares, with today's volume, being 23.33 million shares. Quite remarkable, to say the least. Now, this stock has a very small free float of only 6.97 million shares. So it does have a very small float. Now, what piqued my interest was its recent buy. Morgan Stanley purchased 544,484 shares of Neptune within the last couple of days, guys. So this is very, very bullish for the stock. And as you can see, it's making nice moves up. I am going to give you the Fintel information because this is a technical trade, not my normal high short interest trade that you're used to seeing. So this is one that has very good technicals. And if you watched my video last night, again, if you haven't, go back and watch it on the 5 stocks I'm buying the dip on, because guys, this is one of them. And this is a technical setup, not a short interest setup, as I'm going to show you now. Neptune is a technical play, guys, not a short interest play. The short interest, according to Fintel, is only 3.92% of the free float. The off-exchange volume today was 51.23%. So that means that over half of the shares were traded in the dark pool, guys. Now, interestingly enough, there are no shares available to borrow. That's correct. There are no shares available to short or to borrow to short. The cost to borrow is 113.46%. Guys, it seems awfully high for a stock that isn't apparently having a lot of short interest, isn't it? Find that extremely interesting. As you can see, guys, there's not really failure to delivers in this stock. Very, very low. Tomorrow is going into Wednesday, I believe. Geez, I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Wednesday. There's only 345 shares due. And again, the rest of the week, Thursday, 1,230, and Friday, 25,353. So guys, this is definitely not a play that we're looking for failure to delivers or something or short interest. It is based on the catalyst. But I find it very interesting, and the reason I'm showing you this is because there are no shares available to borrow. And with the cost to borrow being so high, I find it very interesting. So let's get into the charts and let me show you the tactical setup and why I like this stock. For those of you that watched my video last night on the 5 stocks that I'm buying the dip on, then this may be a bit of a repeat, but a little bit updated because it will be with today's information. Neptune was on that list, and congrats to those who saw it and got into Neptune today, because I did see that this was ready to make a substantial move to the upside. And the reason for that is because looking at the daily 1-year chart that I have on the screen right now, you can see that this 48 SMA, the purple line right here, and the green is the 13, the blue is the 20. I use the simple moving average because I find them to be more accurate. But as you can see, the green has passed up above the purple, and I know they're very close together, so it's extremely hard to see right now. But the blue is trying to push up as well to pass above the 48 SMA. Guys, this is considered a golden cross when smaller moving averages cross above larger moving averages, and it's very bullish. Now, today I added a little more detail for you. The MACD is on the bottom of my screen if you see the green and the red lines. So you can see that when it makes this red cross above, when the red cross is above the green, that is a bullish indicator. That is a buy signal. Now, this has been in a downtrend for a very long time. As you can see in this past year, it's been entirely in a downtrend. And you can see that because this blue wave up at the top, we are constantly trading below it. When we got this little pump up here, the end of February, then we tried to get above it, but we didn't succeed, right? But now we're trying to cross above right now. And guys, we are in the money, as I like to say, because it's crossing right into that lovely blue area. And I think we're going to make a substantial move to the upside, most likely tomorrow. It did try to cross today and make moves twice, guys. But the strangest thing, it barely moved up today. It wasn't the 10% volatility that generally creates a halt by any means, and they halted it this morning. I was like, what? The stock barely moved. It was down. It was in the negative on the day. It was the strangest thing. It suddenly got a slight movement up, and they immediately halted it. And then another thing is, normally in the last half hour of trading, you don't see them halt stocks. Well, guess what they did 20 minutes prior to closing when this one halted? In fact, I think it was 19 minutes prior to closing. They halted it again when it got a move up. Kind of funny if you ask me. Bit strange. Correct me if I'm mistaken and somebody knows something I don't, but tell me if you've seen a stock in the last 20 minutes of trading ever halt before. That was news to me. Normally they let you finish out the trading day. The last half an hour, you don't generally see anything halt. So it was very odd, guys, because that's when you get a lot of your volatility and people buying and selling, and they don't usually disrupt that, when people are closing out their positions at the end of the day. But for whatever reason, it was halted up twice today. And both of them really didn't make sense to me, but it is what it is, and we can't control it. But I can say there's nothing that anyone can do about these fundamentals because it is moving upwards. Now, let's take a look briefly at the 4-hour chart. As you can see, we made this beautiful cross back in the beginning of August, around the 4th or 5th, probably, maybe a little bit later. But anyways, somewhere between the 4th and the 6th, we crossed this green line, crossed above this pink line. And guys, I make it different on this chart. It's pink instead of purple. That way I know that I'm looking, if I'm doing this quickly during the day when I'm trading, I know that I'm looking at a 4-hour chart. Okay. So we've maintained for all these days that move above, which is very bullish, guys. And also you'll see this uptrend on the 4-hour chart because we suddenly started trading above, like I expect we're going to see on the daily chart tomorrow. And look at when we made this move. That correlated with this candlestick here, where we made a substantial move, guys. That candle was a move from a low of $1 and let's see if I can see it. $1.34 to a high of $3.47. And that coordinated with this move above here. And I suspect we're going to see a similar type move tomorrow. You know, it's hard to say what the exact range will be, but I expect it to be a pretty significant hike to the upside when we make that cross above officially on the daily chart. Now, if I'm looking at the 4-hour time frame, guys, what I expect to see is a slight dip below, which we want because we want it to cool off a bit, because we are trending with consolidation primarily today for the most part, except we did try to cross above around 1 p.m. We got that move up. Let me see if I can see this morning when we got that halt, guys. It was the oddest thing. It was probably somewhere in this range here. Again, nothing that should have created a halt, right? There wasn't that big of a move. It was very odd, especially when you see this candle at 1 o'clock. That didn't create a halt. I don't know. Anyways, this is the one I'm sure going into close that created that halt up. It definitely was one of these two. But anyways, guys, we got that 1348 crossover. We broke out of the consolidation pattern, made this nice move to the upside. Now on the daily chart, I expect to see this 13 just dip below this 48. So this green line, I want to dip below the 48. And then I want it to curl back up when we make our next big move to the upside. And as you can see, we are also trading above on the MACD on the 5-minute chart. And guys, this right here gives you when the red crossed below the green, this would be a short-term sell signal. Now, guys, I don't trade on the 5-minute chart. That would be like if you're doing a quick in and out, trade, which you can do if you're day trading. And that would be your sell signal because, again, I want this to dip. That's my expectation. And when it crosses back above, which it will start to curl tomorrow to the upside after it does that curl, and it'll make its next move up. That's my expectation for this stock going into tomorrow, which is why I'm calling it out to you. Now, again, market conditions can change things. Nothing's written in stone. Nothing has to happen. What I say is not financial advice. It's what I'm seeing reading this chart. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your night and be sure to keep NEPT on your watch list. Oh, and check it out before I end it. Look what just happened. On that next 5-minute candle, we got that dip below. And guys, that's my expectation that probably we consolidate in this area. Tomorrow, we make the move above like I anticipate. All right, take care.